could get broken. Forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. For me. Pray I find my way.
Guys, so we're gonna need a wig stand, styrofoam head, weaving cap, and I'm using this weaving cap there, but for really cheap, using a thread and 2 C needles and a few T-pins, scissors, a clip, and a laptop to watch your shows because it's gonna take a really long time. So the hair I'm using is this hair. That's how it came packaged, and the closure just looks just like this. So it's a 14-inch closure, ear-to-ear closure, and it came with some baby hair, which I ended up cutting off anyway. And yeah, so it's a Peruvian straight hair that I bought from AliExpress, and so far so good. I don't mind it. It has nice luster to it, and it kind of shed a tiny bit. I mean, this was the amount of hair that came off. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's just like a strand of hair. Yeah, so then so basically I'm gonna put all the dimensions of the bundles in the description box down below, because I can't remember, but I think it's 16, 18 and 20 inches. Yeah, and there was no shedding from the actual bundles. So first I'm gonna put my wig stand onto my table. I'm just using a flat table here, and I'm just gonna screw it on, put that in place. I'm gonna put my mannequin head on. I really don't know why this was so bright. I don't know what I was trying to create for you guys, seriously. Like, I think I'm trying to create something that's a replica of heaven, because this is so bright. So anyway, this is my first time doing an ear-to-ear closure wig, guys, a frontal wig, to be honest. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I did a lot of things wrong in this video, but I'm sure when I get my second frontal, I'm gonna do it right. So what I should have done here was pull the frontal forward a little bit more. That's what I should have done here, because it's different to 8x4, you know, it's different to lace closure. So I should have put it forward a little bit more before sewing it on. That's the first mistake I made. But then, by the way, just to let you know, the hair is still standing strong, which is great. So basically I'm just sewing through the closure, and I'm trying, and I make sure that I'm not going through the elastic band of the cap itself, because it's the elastic band that I need to be able to adjust my cap when it's on my head. So one thing I did right, so I'm 1 for 1 right there. So I am just sewing the closure on, and I'm just gonna sew it all around. And yeah, I previously did a wig tutorial video on my channel, so go and check that out. I did a full detailed video. That was a detailed video. Now, as you can see here, there was quite a lot of gap. I believe it's part of the reason why there's a lot of gap there. You know, see that space? Part of the reason why I believe that happened was because I didn't pull it forward enough, and I didn't really locate the center of the frontal enough. So I basically had to just work with what I did to myself and just make it happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it still worked. It's still on my head. It still fits me. It's actually a little bit loose, so thank God for elastic band. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip the cap over. But before that, guys, this is the amount of shedding that came off, just so you know. That was from the frontal. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm gonna flip the cap over. I have been doing this for a long time, and since I got this technique from Pick Mill, I always flip it, and then I'm gonna sew weft to, you know, just to right there. I'm gonna sew a weft around the cap, but without going around to the frontal. And this is so that whenever I choose to pack my hair up, and summer is coming soon in Australia, so I'm going to pack my hair up soon. So whenever I choose to pack it up, I can pack it up without the feeling that, oh, the weft is gonna show. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So basically, one of the reasons why I use the T-pin is because I find it really easy to kind of just pin the hair in place before I start sewing. So that's why, you know, like if you're doing this, I would advise you to get a T-pin or something that you can use to hold the hair in place, because you don't want something moving all around from you. So what did I just say? I don't know. Anyway, so what you saw there was when I started, I first start by sewing through the weft, and then I sew under the weft as I go along. The reason why I start by sewing through the weft is so that, you know, the initial sew, it's quite secure, and then I'll just keep going. It's basically common sense, you know what I mean? You just have to figure out what works for you, what you feel is most easiest for you, and it's gonna stay, to be honest. You don't have to do it the exact way people really do this stuff. You know know what I mean? And one thing I did in this video that I really like, and I've been trying to do every time I do my wigs, is try not to cut it. I try not to cut the weft because I know that when I cut it, you better cut it. Oh gosh, stop it, Tessa. Seriously, I know that every time I cut my weft, it sheds a little bit, so I try not to cut my weft. So throughout this video, you're not gonna see me cut the weft at all, and that just cut. You're not gonna see me cut the weft at all. You're only gonna see me cut it when I absolutely need to, and that was when it got to the end, basically. So now I'm flipping the cap back, and I am going to continue sewing the weft. As you can see, I said I wasn't gonna cut the weft. By the way, that flap you see there, I didn't end up cutting enough. I just kind of left it there. But I look at that. That looks really natural. So now I am not cutting the weft at all. I'm basically just doing the fold over method. So first, pin the weft down first to make it easier for me, and then yeah. And then I just keep sewing and making sure I don't sew the elastic band of the cap, because I do not want to get screwed. I don't want to have to put something in my head and it's going to be really tight. So as you can see, I'm now going to the last bundle. Sorry guys, a few clips, like this took me about 5 hours to do, to be honest. My wigs usually take me about 3 to 5 hours as well, so you know, I can't really fit everything in the video, but I just kind of thought I would put the most important parts in the video. So the most important thing that I feel like I did well was sewing the weft to the closure, and you know, I've been doing that for a long time as well. Like every time I make wigs, I sew the air to the closure. There's no other way to do it, you know. I mean, you just got to sew it to the closure to kind of make it a little bit more secure, so that way when the wind blows, it's not going to show a gap. That's going to show the net underneath, and people are going to know all your secret, which it's not really a big deal, you know. I mean, if you're gonna wear a wig, just make yourself happy and wear a wig, yeah. And that is it. So it's simple. That's the only thing I feel like I did wrong, is the way I placed the frontal. So I am looking forward to the next time I buy a frontal. What just happened? Did they just kill a cat outside? A car just squeaked outside. What the heck? Anyway, I hope everything is all right. I'll probably have to go and check because I'm quite nosy that way. So yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So one of the things I would say I did okay in this while doing this wig is you know, not cutting my weft, which is standard for me. But then the thing that I would say that I didn't really do so well was not pulling the frontal a bit more forward. Yeah. But then if you like similar the part 2 to this video showing you how I actually ended up wearing the wig, make sure you check the description box down below. It's gonna be there soon, or it's probably there right now. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you enjoyed it and you learned a little bit, you learned something from a beginner like me, a beginner to frontals, like this video, comment down below as well to give me tips on how I should do my frontals next time. And also, if you haven't watched any of my videos, make sure you go and check that out. You know, subscribe, go through, stalk my YouTube channel, just go through it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, whatever you do, remember to love yourself, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, so Sarah achieved this style using my natural hair and my lace closure wig. Keep on watching.
She says she don't want me to go. She says I always make her day. Girl, would you be my lover now? She says she really likes my style. Seems like she wants to take it slow. You